Hi, I'm John Green. Welcome to my salon. This is Mental Floss Video, and do you know that some clowns get their makeup looks registered via an organization called Clowns International? The appearances are then painted onto pottery eggs. Stan Bolt, who helped found the organization in 1946, came up with the idea. He originally just painted clown faces on eggs for fun, because, you know, that's fun, but it turned out to be a good way to keep track of Clown International's members. Real eggs were used at first. Anyway, that's the first of many fun facts about clowns I'm going to share with you today. I'm scared of clowns. I know you are too. We're going to get through this together. Okay, let's start with the history of clowns. It's believed that they've been around since around 2500 BCE. Royalty in ancient Egypt and China had clowns, much like court jesters who would entertain them, and they've really existed ever since, despite our attempts to get rid of them. Another interesting clown predecessor came from Native American Pueblo tribes like the Hopi and Zuni. The clown-like characters acted as various spirits, and their chief role was to punish misbehavior and enforce social codes. Around 1400 CE, comedic actors in Italy developed their own language, now called Grimaldi. According to one source, the language was developed so that performers could avoid being censored, and for the past 500 years or so, many clowns have used it in their performances. So that's what you learn in clown college, Grimaldi. Also in clown college, you might learn about Joseph Grimaldi, an important figure in clown history. He was an Englishman born in the 18th century, and he started by performing harlequinade, a genre involving characters named Clown and Harlequin. Eventually, he created his own clown character, Joey, which has inspired many other clowns to call themselves Joeys. So now you know Harlequin and Joey, let's talk about some other clowning terms. There's the clown walk-around, which is when clowns loop around the circus ring. The Pierrot is another type of clown originating in 17th century France. You'd recognize Pierrot by the white outfit and the ruffle around the neck. And the word clown itself comes from either a Scandinavian or North Frisian terms. There are similar words in both languages meaning clumsy. Moving on to clown shoes, they probably came to be around the same time that Pierrot did. Clowns during the 17th century wore loose, baggy clothing to make them look ridiculous, and that's when the big shoe tradition started. Routines involving clown cars are, of course, a little more recent. The first known example of a bunch of clowns getting into a tiny car was in the 1950s. It was performed at the Cole Brothers Circus. And clown college started even later than that. The first one was founded in 1968 by Irvin Feld. The full name was the Ringling Brothers and Barnum and Bailey Clown College, and he started it because there were less clowns performing. It closed in 1997. Now, the clown college program is a faster process and is more like an audition followed by a 14-day boot camp. I don't understand how clowns can learn Grimaldi in 14 days, but I guess clowns aren't like you and me. In 2014, news reports claimed that a lack of clowns was still an issue, with numbers plummeting and young people not joining the ranks. But both Clowns of America International and Ringling Brothers said that this was a manufactured story, and although membership in the World Clown Association has fallen from 3,500 to 2,500, there are still lots of clowns and people who want to be clowns, like at least 2,500 of them. The World Clown Association has an annual convention, by the way. It's a 5-day event and it costs between $190 and $260 to attend. Sorry I laughed, I was just thinking about how much you would have to pay me to attend the World Clown Association convention. It would be 5 figures, I suspect. On July 12, 1855, the Clown and Firefighter Riot occurred in Toronto. The circus was in town, and at that time, off-duty clowns spent their time at brothels, which also happened to be a hangout spot for the city's firefighters. The story goes that a firefighter knocked a hat off one of the clowns' heads. The clowns won the first round, but the next day, the firefighters attacked the circus. In 1971, President Richard Nixon signed Proclamation 4071, declaring National Clown Week from August 1st to August 7th. The proclamation also recognized clowns' ability to, quote, lift the spirits and boost the morale of our people. Oh, Nixon. What didn't you get wrong? I'm being too hard on clowns. Did you know that clowns have their own rules to live by? Like, the Clowns of America International has a list of 8 clown commandments. Some examples include, I will appear in as many clown shows as I possibly can, and I will remove my makeup and change into my street clothes as soon as possible following my appearance, so that I cannot be associated with any incident that may be detrimental to the good name of clowning. Now, of course, there was no way I was going to get through this episode without talking about being afraid of clowns, which is known as Coulrophobia, by the way. And when the serial killer John Wayne Gacy got the nickname Killer Clown, the use of evil clowns in pop culture dramatically increased. Like in 2007, there was a survey of 250 children between the ages of 4 and 16, and not one of them said they liked clowns in hospital decor. Teenagers typically described them as scary. And it's worth exploring why so many people find clowns scary, because there's probably a good psychological reason. A big part of it is the makeup. There's something that humans find unsettling about another person who always looks like they're smiling. And according to Jeroen Aviv Hollander, who runs a circus school, when it's up close, it's the visual equivalent of being screamed at. And that's coming from someone who runs a circus school. Psychiatrist Stephen Schwarzman of Harvard Medical School has posited, clowns by definition are supposed to make you laugh, but in the background is the fear that they won't. And all of us have that in the back of our mind, the fear that you won't actually be able to do the very thing you're designed to do. If you find that relatable, you might not want to go to the Clown Motel in Tonopah, Nevada, a town with a population of about 2,500. Presumably that's where all the Clown Association members live. There are clown decorations everywhere, and to make it even creepier, it's right next to the old Tonopah Cemetery. In 2015, writer Christopher Sabella got funded via Kickstarter to move into the Clown Motel for a month. I wonder what the fundraising goal would have to be to get me to move into the Clown Motel for a month. $8 million? You might be wondering how clowns themselves feel about scary clowns. Well, in 2014, American Horror Story Freak Show featured a scary clown character, and the Clowns of America International organization spoke out against it. They announced, "We do not support in any way, shape, or form any medium that sensationalizes or adds to coulrophobia." In 2015, Google conducted research on the most popular Halloween costumes based on trending searches, and it turns out that clown is number 18, and the state that searches for clown costumes the most is Maine. Seeing as Stephen King is from there, that makes sense. But I don't want to finish this episode by telling you about how scary clowns are, because I know that we have many circus performer viewers. So let's move on to Clowns Without Borders, a charity that has been around since 1993. They believe in the psychological benefits of humor, and they have clowns performing all over the world. And you probably know about Patch Adams, maybe from the Robin Williams movie, who's a real-life man named Hunter Doherty Adams. Adams founded a charity known as the Gesundheit Institute in 1971. In addition to sending performers around the world, they also work on healthcare reform. And speaking of clowns in pop culture, before Ronald McDonald was unleashed on the world in 1963, the ad agency who created him considered using a cowboy as the mascot of McDonald's instead. And finally, I returned to my salon to tell you that in The Simpsons, Krusty the Clown was originally supposed to be the secret identity of Homer Simpson. According to Matt Groening himself, quote, "If you look at the basic design of the clown, it's just Homer's body clowned out." Thanks for watching Mental Floss video, which is made with the help of all of these lovely people, and thanks to Matt Groening for not making Homer Simpson into a clown. Tell me if this video helped end your fear of clowns in the comments. I don't know how much it did for me, but anyway, as we say in my hometown, don't forget to be awesome.